The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are those of the host/guest and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any of BXR entities and those they represent.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You just coming through with me on another Thursday. You better live. With the goddess Shad Throw, the Empress Lady Cake Mixing. Is you ready? I'm ready. Oh no, for real. I can't lie to you. I really wasn't, but guess what? Ain't that something? I was like, I am not going to have them wait. You would think almost a year in and I should be having it together. And also turning a year older. Yes, last show I told you I was celebrating not just me, but also you. And my birthday didn't pass, okay? And I had a blast. Thanks for everybody who showed me some love, shout outs, texts, all of that. My cousin took me down to DC. Oh, it was a time. It was a time. How they said, well, we had a time. We had a time. And then also on the weekend, I was supposed to be hanging out, but I don't know. As you get wiser, your eyes don't get no wider. Because every day of the weekend, that was my plan, but it just didn't pan out like that. Do you hear me? But I still was living because, you know, that's always what I'm giving. I'm glad you are here to join me tonight because there's a lot that is going on, right? Tonight's topic is actions of distractions. And there's a lot of actions going on that got a lot of people distracted. Even myself. Yes, even myself. And we ain't going to be playing devil advocate and all that other stuff. But, you know, we just keep it real. Because if they going to make it your news, we got to give it to them our views. So we're going to get into all of that. I'm not going to only be talking about what is going on, even though it's a lot of actions that is for distractions, definitely. But I also wanted to be talking about the nightlife. Where do you be going? Like, what y'all be giving in the nightlife? I see a whole bunch of parties that has been going on in Baltimore City, surrounding counties, everything else. And it looks like for the most part, a lot of us are getting along. So come on, you got to live for that. You know, it be stuff going on, but I ain't been really seeing no stuff lately. But I'm really living for y'all things and all that other stuff. I haven't had the pleasure to get out much. Like I said, I be having plans, but it just don't pan out like that. But the places that I did go, I'm gonna let y'all know about it tonight. And if you join me, let me know about where you've been going, where you've been living, and where you've been getting it in all around Baltimore land. I seen a whole bunch of people, of course, celebrating it's Leo season. Leo's turn up. Leo tribe. It's a vibe all the time. Yes, it is. Leo's rule the world. But I've been seeing a lot of local spots getting it in for that, you know, getting it in for the summer season. Real grown, real responsible type of fun. What they call it? Grown and sexy, 40 and over. Oh, I got to get them some shots out. And I'm also going to be talking about some spots I went that went also nice and all that other stuff because I'm starting to say it's very be none of all none. We're going to get into it. But before we get into it, y'all know how I got to get it started, get some grace up in this place. We start with that prayer, okay? Because it's always given faith over what is in front of our face, okay? Because there be a lot going on. I'm telling you, actions for the distractions. But Father God, thank you. Thank you for bringing us to another day, oh Father God. Sound mind, sound body, sound spirit, oh Father God. It's always you and only you that can do it, oh Father God. Continue to lift us up, and Father God, in places where we fall short, oh Father God. Help us to sort this mess out, oh Father God. Help us stay focused and not, oh Father God, keep on getting distracted by all these distractions, oh Father God. But please show us what is of you and what is not, oh Father God, as we continue to live our lives to be more like you, oh Father God, and share, oh Father God, what you intend for us to share. Oh Father God, I pray for everybody out there, oh Father God, that is going through whatever it is, good or bad, oh Father God, and they need prayer, oh Father God. I thank you for another opportunity to come through to tell people, oh, you better live. God, we thank you. Amen. Amen. Another opportunity to come through, encourage people. That's how I live. Look, even with my guest segment, because y'all know I be having like gas far and few between. But this one, look, if it's up, it's stuck. And we going to come up on that. So don't you even worry about it. Don't play with me. But I had to name my guest segment, right? So what better name for that guest segment is but living it, right? Living it. A lot of people go by the term like, oh, they was killing it. But I'm saying living it because that's what we doing. We know what it is and we know what it gives. But yeah, it's more to life to die. So yeah, you better live. And my guests who have came through and are going to be future guests as well. Yes, I'm calling it, speaking it in the name. Okay. They are definitely living it. And that's what they always giving it as. Like, we're living it. This is what I'm doing, not only coming through to let you know what's out with them, but just to encourage you to do what you do. You know, be like, love life. Yeah, all of that. So living it is the guest segment. So when I say that they guest on the living it, no, it's going to be lit because they living it, okay? And you better live for it. So now you're on my guest segment and living it. I got the brother, the king, the one and only Nightlife. Yes, they had it definitely going on, baby, when I got to check out that LHH 410 open mic night. Now, this spot, no shade. I ain't had no luck. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to wait till he come here. He going to be here later on in the show, but I know he going to live for that. It's, you know, we got to keep it real. He going to live for it. He knew what was going on, but he definitely had the vibes up in the building. So the actions to distractions, what do that mean? The actions for distractions, action to distractions. Look, I told you I was ready, but I really I said. And whatever that topic is, baby, I am really talking about these actions that is for these distractions. What is going on? Like, different stuff just keep on coming, like one thing after another. And it's like, it don't have really nothing to do with much, but that's what they making it as such. And like, we is just like, everybody is just going forward. And it's like blowing my mind. What's blowing my mind? Y'all know the last time we was talking about the girl, Carly Russell, okay, it came out that she said it was a mistake. I told y'all don't be so hard on the girl because look, it happens. And for whatever reason, you know, media all around the world, the way they put things out is like when we do it, it's just like the worst. Now, that's not making no excuses, but real life is a true story that us as people, Black people, should I say, just be put in some different situations and circumstances. And I mean, that's just the way it pans out sometimes. So Miss Carly Russell did have to turn herself into the police. I don't think it was any like jail time for what she actually was charged for, but yeah, she had to turn herself in to complete that whole process, you know, getting fingerprinted, letting them know what her charges is when she got to come back and all of that. Why that's what her sentence going to be and all that. But yeah, she got charged for making a false statement to the police. And I'm thinking that the false statement was the one when she called and said she seen this toddler on the side of the road. But then she later said that didn't happen. But then y'all know I had to put my spin on it last week and said, what if it really did? And they was still on her head and say, you better make it out that you unlined. Because I don't know if anybody's seen this mug shot, okay? I say the little meme said, Miss Russell HR, because baby, it looked like a headshot. Do you hear me? She was all there. It was like the background was the usual. It just really looked at stage. I guess like how she staged this whole fiasco. So we just check that out. That came out. So that business is done and over. And it just seems like when one thing keep happening, it just keep happening. I wanted to have my notes are here. Look, I always wanted to, right? But oh, yeah, don't be panning out like that. The actions be giving the distractions, honey. But I'm here for you, and I'm going to give you what I got and all that I can remember. So just bear with me. And then also know that if you're here and I missed the sign or whatever, or if it's something else you want to talk about what's going on, because it is a whole bunch of the what in the world. So if I ain't got something to talk about, I know you do. Whatever we talking, be feel free to call me up and talk to me about it with me, right? Talk to me about it. 443-642-9403. And even if you ain't going to call, okay, come one, come all to the chat section. Show me some love. Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're there somewhere, that I ain't just on here talking to myself. But that was the news with Miss Carly Russell, yeah, and then everybody was putting on the land, oh, Lord, they really not going to be looking out for us. But I pulled out the point that, baby, they already wasn't looking out for us. And just because this young lady did what she did, that don't mean that it made it all bad. Yeah. Get off her back. She turned herself in. She did a justice smell like they say, but just like I say, I don't know. I ain't always believe it anyway. But anyway, that's news. It's going to be something else. And the powers to be, what powers to be, I can't even really put my hands on it. But it just seems so strange. And there's something that's going on because, like I keep on saying, it's one thing after another. Now you already know my girl Lizzo is up in the news. Yes, Lizzo is up in the news because Lizzo is getting sued by 3 of her former dancers. Yes, getting sued. They say sexual harassment. They gave racial and sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Now, they've been on some interviews already on TMZ, putting it out there. I mean, talking and saying some explicit, like real wicked type of stuff. Yeah, y'all see Lizzo face because Lizzo, girl, that's how I was gagging. I was like, I know they is not saying that my girl Lizzo is coming for the big girls and she's a big girl herself. But then on the other hand, I'm telling you, she really brung that confidence for big girls. Come on, we not going to knock her for that. A lot of people was knocking her for just being her and loving who she is. She really came and brought some positivity to what was going on with a lot of body shaming. Come on now. She made me feel good too about my little extra pound. So I'm never, ever going to take that away from her. But already, because what allegedly happened and what is now coming out, they say Miss Beyonce on her Renaissance tour and took her out of the credits on one of her songs, baby. And I'm glad to see that Lizzo finally spoke out. Yes, basically what she was saying when she spoke out was saying that everything that is being alleged is absurd. I don't have these girls' names down here, but one of them that was someone I know she was on like her reality show when she was like kind of looking for her dance team. What is it? The Big Girls Touring Group or whatever might have you. But yeah, they say Miss Leo, baby, while she was giving, she's nice and it's nice and I ain't hating on nobody. I just love my body. They say Miss Lizzo was bashing. They say Miss Lizzo was bashing, calling the girls fat, saying that they would, well, that's actually why one of the girls said she got fired after she was pressured to disclose that she had an eating disorder because it was like, yeah, something is going wrong. So then she was fired. And I mean, it's bad. I know probably can put people in a place to feel some type of way. But then I also was thinking like in business, and then especially things like that, where it's like dance, TV, or anything else like that, everybody know that is definitely some restrictions. And when it's like restrictions or certain criteria or different things required too much. Of course, they would make it like it's really a whole bunch because Lizzo is known for the big girl yes, big girl status and loving all the big girls. So coming from her, I guess, to say, oh yeah, you too big, you're gonna be fired, and that is what I'm supposed to be embodying and encouraging, I guess is like, oh, it was a slap in the face. But I don't know. I call it a distraction because I just don't think that that's all what was happening. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because I have talked about it before and talked about how it is to work for different people, work for sisters and all that. So I don't care what level that you is on. And somebody be having a personality to be trying it. So I do believe in some way Ms. Lizzo has some business about her and she's probably about her craft and about her business, but just blatantly being mean, putting people down for their weight, stuff like that. And some of that sexual stuff that they were saying she was doing, even though like she's open and comfortable with herself. I just think it's like far-fetched. It's alleged, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at that, at alleged. Because come on, don't be acting like stuff don't be coming out like that. And then later on, we be finding out that yeah, it was all a lie. So I don't know what's true and I don't know what's not true because every time you look somewhere, people is crying, whether it's fake or it is real, and the tea is really on the spill. Yes, that's what they doing. The tea is brewing. I was really gagging. Look at her face. Yes, Leo, that's Lizzo. That's how my face was when I found this out about you, that all of this stuff was being alleged, my sister. But I don't believe it. What y'all think? I don't believe it. I mean, some of it probably is true. I know she has a fierce personality, but I know that a lot of times in being a black woman and being over anything and overseeing anything, not even a black woman, I'm just saying like a black person, period, when you are in like that leadership role, when you have to supervise, when it's like your business or whatever, I'll say that a lot of times people take it as you are trying to be cruel, trying to be petty and different stuff like that because you just want shit together and you wanted to be together. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a whole bunch of that. Like she just want her stuff to be together, and then all contracts, all conditions of employment. You know what I mean? It is certain different requirements. You know, I'm just saying when this is black lady, why y'all acting like stuff like that? The joke don't be going on, and then when this is black lady, y'all just acting like, oh, it is just the worst. It is just the worst, and y'all don't think that this happens a lot or allegedly happens a lot and happens like for real. But just like my opinion of it is that not saying that it didn't happen, but yeah, I think they are definitely putting 100 on 10. Lizzo did respond, just basically was saying like, no, it's absurd, you know, nothing but respect. I seen her whole little statement and got my tongue moving on the boat because I don't have it in front of me. But just like how I do, Google to be one of your best friends looking up different stories. It is a couple of media outlets that I do follow, but I don't just look at just one, okay? So yeah, I don't know. What y'all think? No, Liz. Oh, no. They say she is definitely to her own horn, and these ladies have did a whole interview, all three, all together. That was another question. Was they suing together? Someone had posed that question to me, not someone, but Marnie, while we was talking about it, because like it's not giving clash action because all of y'all are insinuating that different things happen to all of y'all individually, but it kind of consists of the same things. Yeah, they said she was harassing them sexually, racially, and creating a hostile work environment. And mind you, these are all employees that come out with this after they are gone. And that doesn't necessarily say that if it's real or fake either, because I know a lot of times that happens. Shit, I've been on a job and stuff was going on, different stuff that I did not approve of. And it's kind of like, yeah, you bite your tongue because you want to stay employed. You want to be there. So it's a lot of stuff you don't say. But I'm not saying that when it's all said and done and then you come out and say something or give your experience that it's all false, but it really, like, no lie. Come on, y'all. It comes off like that. It comes off like that. Like, well, why you ain't been say nothing or if it was so bad. And like I said, one of the girls that is suing her has like been on the dance competition show. She had came back for the singing portion or something that she said. She said it was going to be a surprise to Lizzo because Lizzo didn't know that she could sing. And she said that it was a great experience. Like it was some other words she used, but they was like some great words, basically, especially that she had a great experience. So for all that to go down and know that it's been like history there, and especially with these ladies, pinging back on Lizzo's success from her tours, her success from having this group of dancers that's just like all big girls and everything. I'll say that is just crazy to think that it wasn't some shady stuff happening, but I just don't think that it was like to that extent. And when I say shady, I'm not saying shady like that involves the sexual harassment and wishing and stuff. I'm talking about the attitude and Ms. Lizzo, yes, boss, like, come on, let's get it together. Okay, let's get it together. So I know it was some of that, but like I said, when you come back after you done went through all that and then you not quit, but you get fired and then you come and talk about how terrible it was. I don't know. It just comes off as terrible, right? And it's more than likely that people are not going to believe everything that you're saying. And then on the other hand, if it happened, I feel for them because nobody wants to go through any type of harassment or anything else of that nature. But at the same time, they Ben should have said something. I think it's a whole type of distraction. It seems like all this stuff is coming out. It's just an attack on women. What is it? Cis woman, trans woman, everything. The religions and all that. All these distractions because you know what? The election is coming up. So they got us going because they know what's coming up. So they got to distract us and keep this other little shit going on. Do you hear me? All this other little stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion. I ain't giving it to you as facts, but it do be facts though. Y'all know I ain't lying. So I was talking about that it was Leo season, and of course I was celebrating. Yes, it is a lot that's going on. In a little bit before our guests come on, I'm gonna try to go through here on some of my things that I want to discuss to pull some of the things up so I can definitely get into it. But while we are celebrating life, yes, I always have to mention or just give y'all the reality of it, guys. Like, what's up, right? Or what's up, what's what? Are the people who are transitioning from this life, and we just have to continue to celebrate them. I seen that Ayana Valon, her daughter, one of her daughters, I believe, her youngest or her oldest. I'm gonna try to find a name, and I will report it to you before the end of the show. I seen that she passed suddenly. I don't know what's the backstory to that. But every time it's one of us is star, they think it's something else in drugs. Yeah, but not that can't be the case, but I doubt that. So come on, there ain't no tea that I'm spoiling, so don't do that. I just wanted to show respect because Miss Ayana Valant, what was the name of her show? That was one of those things, and I used to live with her. She used to try to help people get through what they were going through and really recognize what they were going through. So I know even though it's her child and it's a terrible situation, I'm praying that mentally, spiritually, she is holding up well, her and her family, and definitely my condolences go out to her. But then also childhood legend, period. How does it go? Frank, I used to be walking on the hills. Yes, Pee Wee Herman, aka Mr. Paul Rubin. Is it Paul Rubin or Rubens? I think it's Rubens. With an X. But of course, he was an American actor and comedian. Pee Wee Herman said his character kind of dwelt from wanting to be this stand-up comedian, right? And he just could not remember the punchlines and all that. Oh, Pee Wee, tell me about it. When you're trying to perform and do stuff. But yes, Mr. Pee Wee Herman has transitioned from this life the day after my birthday. Yes, July the 30th. This year, I believe he was like 60? Pee Wee was up there now, because if I just now turned 41, then okay, born August the 27th, 1952. So he would have had a birthday coming up. I'm gonna try to keep that in mind too. So okay, he was a Virgo. That seemed like yes, perfection. Yes, okay. Because he was saying that his character kind of dwelled from wanting to be a stand-up comedian and could not remember like his punchline. So he made it kind of like this quirky guy, made it okay in a time to kind of be different and to be weird and be forgetful and kind of mess up and kind of be that type of difference and accept people for all their differences. So you got to respect them for that. Pee Wee Herman was all of that. And if you say that you was not watching Pee Wee Herman, you is lying. Yes, and he had the little genie on there. I used to live for Pee Wee Herman. Of course, he had a couple of movies out too. All of those Pee Wee Herman little movies. I remember watching that. Yes. Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, that's what it was. Pee Wee Herman's Big Fun Day, all that type of stuff. So he definitely was talented. He definitely, what I say, laughter feeds the soul, and he definitely did that. His life and his talents and his gifts was shared worldwide. And he definitely brought laughter to me, laughter to many of us. His gifts definitely fed the soul. So rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman. I was like, dang, like that's what I always be talking about a lot with you guys or whatever. Just that realization that we are here living life, but it's so many people that are transitioning from this life and certain stuff, people that you don't necessarily think about every day. Pee Wee Herman being one of them, but it's kind of been around as long as you can remember all of your life and stuff like that. So when you hear it, it kind of, touches you in a way. People say, oh, they celebrities, those people that you never met in person or never seen. But no, like these different, you already know. We be taking it in, whether it's on the TV, the radio, whatever. And a lot of these people be a huge part of our life. And there's a lot of memories that's attached to them into their lives. You know what I mean? I remember waking up early on the weekend looking at Pee Wee Herman. I remember having wanting the white and red tricycle bike and different stuff like that. Just little stuff that I remember. I remember the little genie and the little things or whatever. So yeah, it hits you when you can think back like that and kind of reflect on your childhood memories. And you're like, dang, Pee Wee Herman gone. Even though the show's been gone for quite a while, I haven't really seen anything. I ain't gonna tell y'all no stories. I ain't checked out none of the movies in like forever and all that stuff. But he was here and he was here. Can I tell you? He was here. He was here. So salute to the great Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens. Rest in peace, Mr. Pee Wee Herman. I wonder if we have another one. Another one. You know, they say the times is always regenerating and stuff or whatever. Well, we have another one. Is there anybody now that's given Pee Wee Herman? Nobody can ever give a Pee Wee Herman, right? Well, let me just tell you this. Whatever you give it, you better make sure that you is paying homage. Because that's another thing that I want to talk about that I think that is a distraction. Yes, Miss Erykah Badu, yeah, she is going around doing her tour. And you know that Miss Beyonce is on her Renaissance tour as well. So there was some stuff going on with this outfit. Yeah, this outfit, this metallic hat that Miss Erykah Badu is famous, okay, for the wardrobe. She's famous for the wardrobe. She is famous for having different looks that will have you stuck, have you shook, all of that. I mean, I live her fashion. She's definitely not the typical. So what's supposed to have been said is that Miss Beyonce on her tour on one of her segments has like the same look with this hat, this metallic hat. I was like, why they been wearing these tall hats? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. But I guess the fact that it was metallic and Sister Erykah Badu, yeah, she has the right to feel however she wants to feel. Let me first get that out of there. But she said something towards the lines of she's everybody's style. Yes. And I guess she felt like she wasn't being paid homage. I don't know. I don't know why she made the comment, but that's what was said. So following all of that Lizzo stuff, right? They said Miss Beyonce during her concert had took like Lizzo name out of the tribute, something that comes up in the back and lights or whatever. Didn't kind of like mention her. But then she said like Badu name 4 times, like Badu, Badu, Badu. So do you think that was a dig? Or was she at that time trying to pay her homage? But that song that she performs, like, got all their names in there. I think it says like her sister, some other people, got Lizzo, Erykah Badu. So it was already paying homage to her. And what I'm saying too is like, if you inspire somebody to do something fashionable, you know what I mean? That's homage right there. But do they necessarily have to come on the scene and say, yeah, I'm wearing this because this wore that? We be worrying about the wrong stuff. And I'm a little shocked that this is coming from Miss Erykah Badu, the way that this came out. And I'm saying, that's what they said she said. So I don't really know what her tone was or her attitude was, but it was definitely given like a little bit of hateration. That's just not her. She is always peace. So I'm like, okay, now two of these icons, now they want to clash together, make it seem like it's a big thing. They done bashed Lizzo for bringing people together and loving yourself and loving your image, and Miss Erykah Badu on being different. Then we had Mr. Pee Wee Herman, who then thrived on being different, made it okay to be different. We got Miss Erykah Badu still being him. She not a Pee Wee Herman, ain't nothing about her funny or her style or anything. But the point that I'm making is that, yeah, she different. She different. That's why people live for Erykah Badu. But it just was real different when I seen that statement came out. And I was like, that's what she was talking about. What also was like real crazy, it was like I didn't really see her get attacked, because y'all know this beehive be doing that. You can't say nothing against Queen Bee, okay? You can't say nothing about Miss B, honey, because they be coming for you and they be coming stinging. So I ain't really seen a whole bunch of that, because I don't think what Miss Erykah Badu said was so bad, but it just makes us, again, in our culture and everything else, that just look bad. Like, why do we go through that? Like, why do it matter? If she was saying it like that, why do it matter? Why do it matter? She paid you the tribute and the song, sister, Badu. That's my sister. See, it's even strange for me to feel like I'm coming from Miss Badu because she was coming for somebody, because I really don't think that was the case. But because they making it out like that, I'm just trying to tell you what I feel about it. I don't think that she really was coming like that. But of course, and from what I know, they have an okay relationship. Like, it's always love shown and everything else like that. But in our culture, sometimes if you ain't showing it all the time, even if you is showing it, but you're not showing it how a person wants you to be showing it, they call you out. And then you be sitting there and you be stuck like, wow, like really gagging. Like how Miss Liz on Facebook looking gagging. Like, dang, and all the love that I've shown, so I've did, and this is what this giving it. This is what this giving. So I'm sure that's probably what Beyonce feeling was like. It's giving this, but hopefully she also ignored it, because, like I said, they putting stuff out here and making it seem like it's much or something, and it ain't really much or nothing, giving you the distraction. So I hope Sister Beyonce kind of like paid, like, oh, she ain't say it like that. So in my segment, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna shout her name out 4 times, because, like, yeah, this is her thing. This is what we do. This is fashion. And Miss Badu, on the other hand, was like, no, I ain't really saying it like that. But I'm like, everybody's style is like, yeah, live for it or whatever. I hope that's how she was saying it and not being like that. I don't know. What y'all think? I still live for them all. But just like I said, these are actions for distractions. And look at that on the bottom of the screen. Guess what? If you got some actions and you into fashion, then guess what? You got to come through to Baltimore Fashion Week. Yeah, it's happening August the 19th. You got to come through. And you want to see a whole bunch of that, some hats, some flats, some tall girls, some thick girls, some fat girls, all that, all that stuff. It ain't gonna be no bashing. It's definitely gonna be all about fashion. So come out, check out all the information on www.baltimorefw for Fashion Week.com. If you ain't got your ticket, you got to get it. It's definitely gonna be the place to be, because time is flying. What's the day? The day is the 3rd. So yes, August the 19th is going to be here. I remember months ago I was saying August is going to be here, and it is already here. I told you I had a lot to talk about, and I'm talking real fast. And what they say, when you talking fast, listen slow. So you will know what they know. Because if you know, then you know. So I'm talking fast because there is so much that is going on. But I just definitely wanted to make the point that it's actions for the distractions. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing different. Ain't gonna tell me nothing different. I talked about, well, no, I didn't yet, right? Last week I was on here letting y'all know that I was celebrating my birthday. Wasn't only celebrating me, but celebrating you too. Yes, it was Saturday that just passed, July the 29th. And I just was so happy to be alive. What a time to be alive, to be seen and not viewed. And no matter what I am going through and all my circumstances that I'm facing right now, I was just grateful. I woke up that day not expecting anything from anybody. Do you hear me? But God, I turned on my music. I celebrated, just celebrated me. And I just smiled, and I just was real happy that day. I just was really happy today, and that day. And I hope that you are happy to be hearing that. I try to be happy every day, but that is not the reality. I got the opportunity to go down in DC, because I told y'all we ain't gonna just be talking about all the stuff that's going on. I also wanted to know where you been going, where y'all hanging out at. There's a lot of stuff going on in the city, but I was able to go down in DC on Friday, the day before my birthday, to Kitchen and Cocktails. I liked it. Now, a lot of the reviews online, but I guess that was like their Dallas, and I know they have a location somewhere else, wasn't given like it was going to be so much on the experience. But I must say, we got up in there. The service was nice. The food was coming out. nice and hot. Every door I went to, I did not have to touch. Somebody was touching it. Great atmosphere. The decor was on. The menu was very reasonable. What I didn't, yes, I was stereotyping. I was prejudging. I was like, Black, oh, this is third location. Come on now. Because y'all know these spots be opening, and a lot of times when they get Black on, you be wanting to support, but then they be fluctuating. Oh my goodness, raising their prices. That does not match with hospitality or service or none of that. So this kitchen and cocktails was Black owned, and I'm glad to report that it was definitely like that. The decor, they had a lady coming around playing with the fire. It just was so nice. It was so like serene, but it was us. You know what I'm saying? It was us. Um, like, yeah, you could go there, you can eat for $105, eat and drink. It was cute. It was cute. It was lit. I would suggest that you go and you try it. Not like everywhere that I've been has been giving me that. And I'm surprised I'm saying that because I found out that there's ready to be none of Ball One. Yes, none of Ball One. I got the chance to actually go there last year. Um, right after my birthday to celebrate at the Ball One. But I went there for when my cousin, sister, and the Keyway gave like this Queen Day. We took pictures up in the park. We had a limousine ride, and this is where we went at to eat dinner. It was a very good experience. I did get to meet the wonderful Peter Thomas. I love him. 62 Peter Thomas. Look at him. Look at him. That is a fine Black man there. But it's unfortunate that I'm hearing it's ready to be done. Of Ball One. Yes, they said that it's been closed down since May, since Mother Day. Yes, allegedly workers walked off the job because they had not been paid in weeks. And aside from not just paying the salaries, the wages of his employees, they say Mr. Thomas ain't been paying none of the bills. I mean, none of them. The rent, that's what, 35, what I say, $38,000 a month rent to his landlords. Harbor East Management, they say he ain't been paying that. None of his food vendors, none of that type of stuff. His taxes, none of that. And they say that is the reason why he had a suspension on his liquor license. All of this led up to, look, people just walking off the job and it's closing down. They were still booking, I guess, reservations. People were showing up, seeing lights up out and kids and stuff stacked. Now, I had a good time. Like I told you, I had the pleasure of meeting him. He was such a joy. He made us feel so welcome. The group that I was with, he took pictures. He made sure that I was all right. So my experience was good. But lately, people have been saying their experiences has been like little to none in Ball None. They've been saying the food was trash. They were saying the service was late. He was running nights working off of one bartender. I don't know. But Mr. Peter, like people is calling him, saying he is that narcissist mentality and accepts no responsibility. He came over the statement a little bit blaming us. Yeah, blaming Baltimoreans, saying that employees was stealing from him. Said they was stealing from him. Said that because of all of this senseless crime here, all these abandoned buildings, it just was not working. And based on they was stealing, he just could not and did not have enough money to pay wages and to pay salaries. Of course, he's placing the blame. Like we did. We done talked about that before when stuff at the family place. The dad on blame. But babe, you gotta accept some responsibility. Look at him find himself. That's how you get away with everything. But Peter Thomas is not only having those issues here, so I don't know how long or how much further he can really blame the Baltimoreans, because what is happening here is happening also in his Ball One in Miami, and then also at his location that is somewhere else. So he blaming us, but this is also happening in Miami or whatever. Now the Ball One here opens in 2021, so it ain't been that long, and it didn't really last that long, but it opened in 2021 in Harbor East restaurant located right there on Lancaster Street. I don't even think that it's kind of been a Black-owned restaurant like right there in that district right there, like never. He is alleging that because of this, and no one is really looking to open a restaurant, that the property manager is still looking to work something out with him. But I don't know what they can work out if he ain't paid nobody. But even with all of this happening, Mr. Thomas has stated as of July that he is going to pay all his debts. Look, my guy said he going to pay y'all. He going to pay all his debts to the food vendors. He going to get his liquor license taken up, and he going to start a new, brand new staff. Let's see, because Mr. Thomas, when you speak against the Baltimore, we don't live for that. And a lot of people were saying also that he just did not have a lot of promotion. I was seeing a lot of comments on his story and stuff as it's been trending, just saying that, well, I didn't even know it was one here in Baltimore. But yeah, he got one here, one in Miami, Miami, Florida, whatever. But they say he's facing the same thing. Yeah, he owe everybody. And I'm talking about thousands of dollars, like $400,000. The other one, he was saying that he's going to start the take from Peter to pay Paul. Take from Peter to pay Paul, I guess, from this other restaurant. But people were saying, how is that going to happen when you facing the same things here? And even like they just filed for an eviction in Florida from that spot. And I heard the little birdie that he's been down here on Fast Street a lot in that eviction court as well. I don't know what's going on, but Peter Thomas, get it together. I like the ball one. Now, that was one of the spots where it was a little overpriced. It was a little overpriced. The portions were small, but I remember my drink being good, and I do remember the food being okay. But I guess all that kind of just dwindled away, because one thing that Black people won't give you, baby, is they going to give you a review if they've been somewhere. If they've been somewhere, and then if they play that money, they going to give you an honest review. They going to tell you whether you should be going there or not. So I pays attention to that type of stuff. And before I went there, I don't think that I even looked at the reviews, but I hadn't heard about it. Of course, the hype of it. Come on, that's Peter Thomas, famous for his thing. Of course, he's been doing his restaurant in there. Is that what you call it? Like an entrepreneur restaurant? I can't pronounce it right? But he got a little bit famous from his stints on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, he was the former husband, the ex-husband of Miss Cynthia Bailey. So he got a lot of notoriety from that. I know that when he was with her, they started the Ball One down in Atlanta. They all had different names. Some of them is Ball One, I believe, but they had some ball. But I liked it, Peter. I liked it. I love the love that you shared. Yes, if you look on my Instagram page, you will see I took pictures with him, and I'm talking like for real. He showed us big love. But yes, it was a little overpriced. I did remember waiting a little longer and something, but it was good. It was good to me. But I guess it fell off, and it did not take long to fall off. I truly hope that he will get it together and it will open back up. But I was making a point to say, I don't know. You talk too much, and you better shut up. When it comes to Baltimore folks, don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. And don't blame it on us. Don't blame it on us. But I'm sure them employees was down there doing something and stealing. But, you got to manage your stuff, Peter. You got to be on it and all that and stuff like that. So who's to blame? I don't know. I'm just saying I had a good time at Kitchen and Cocktails. I had a good time at Ball One, another place that I got to go and celebrate. Once before was, what was that place? What was that place? The Blackwall Hitch. Is the Blackwall Hitch? It's something like that. Blackwall Hitch or whatever. I said that I actually went for my 40th birthday, had a dinner down there. It was okay. That was a little bit far-fetched and stuff like that with the prices too. But I think also that our experience was a little bit thrown off by who they had working with me, as far as like in the planning part, like in their administration. Like she just was being sweet. Like, no, I wouldn't go another party down there. And then I went down there too, aside from that, for a meal. And that was a little bit better than it was the catered party or whatever. But the stuff was good. Don't get me wrong. I remember ordering the crab dips and different stuff like that I had like for my birthday. hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. So that type of stuff was good. But I remember not being okay that they ain't had broccoli. Like, how you ain't no broccoli in the place? But the stuff that we could get, I remember on my catered menu, what had to be catered, what they do typically if you have things here, such as like a birthday party, whatever like that, they make you kind of narrow your stuff down to, a menu and have your guests pay a certain amount or what it will be per person, including the gratuity and stuff like that. So it was all right to blink on Hinge. 1, 2, 3, and just rating all of them, and 1, 2, 3, one being my best experience, whatever I say that. I'm still good to one, even though it's gonna be not the ball one, like for real. So ball one, yeah, I liked it that one, Queen Day. That's the number one for me. Number two was the kitchen and cocktails, because it was nice. We drove all the way down to DC. I live for it. The atmosphere, everything was that. And the third one had to be that Black Wall Hitch. It was all right, but it wasn't given what it was given. But yes, Peter, according to the controller, owes more than $80,000 in taxes here in Maryland. So let's just hope that he get it together, because I also seen something that it was like one of the first Black-owned businesses in the district. We do have, well, not in the district, but like right there on Lancaster Street, that Harbor East type of restaurant type of thing. It's a whole bunch of restaurants out here that I love. It is that has the atmosphere. If you know about any Black owned, let me know. I gotta give a Black owned one that I know a shout out, which is the Hood Fellas. Always a good atmosphere. Brother Ben over there doing his thing. I remember Flight restaurant that was up on your road. I know that they do something out of another place now. I don't think they have that location, but they kind of do like that mobile type of thing, and you can come and different stuff like that, and still doing catering and all that other stuff. And Mo's has like always been one of my favorite. I've been down that way not too long ago and was able to share a delicious meal. But the point of bringing it out, like I said, is that it be a whole bunch of money that these people want you to spew out in a service. The hospitality, everything do not be that great. For lack of words, it be real late. But those are some places, like, well, Hitch was a little late. It was. But it be some places that, yeah, I live for. Mo's is one of them. I can do Mo's anytime. They crab dip, their stuff. I can do them anytime. But that's enough promotion. Look, they got enough money. Make sure you go out and you support these Black-owned businesses. Last week was Restaurant Week. Here in the city, was it 2 weekends ago? I believe that it's Restaurant Week happening in Baltimore County now. So anywhere that you can find, look, you can Google it. Black-owned businesses, restaurants, or whatever. Check them out. Let me know where you've been going at, because I might can come out and hang out when I can get enough rest and then do that. I'm telling you, I'll be so pumped up to go somewhere, and then when it's time to go, I'll be really sleepy. I'm like, no. I'm getting all wise, and I cannot, what is called? I can just keep on resting my eyes. But I don't get no sleep. What is that about? So I would love to know, on top of us talking about what is going on, I would love to know where you are going, or where have you been going, right? Where you going to have fun? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. The guest that I supposed to have, I was thinking that he would be here already, but he is not. But that was one of the places that I got to go to hang out this summer. It was the LAH 410 open mic night. It was a little, different for me. I haven't been to like an open mic type of thing in a while, but it definitely was given that original open mic type of vibe. They ain't had no air up in here. It showed up today. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but it was definitely chills. It was chills. And just like I said, the guy that was hosting it, Nightlife, he definitely came through, brought life to the night, and he did his thing. If you is the artist, y'all already know it's not easy. It's not easy to be introducing, encouraging, promoting. Then you gotta be joking, and you gotta do all this stuff in a matter of like one night trying to do a show. Everybody can't do that. So I definitely gotta get a guy his props because that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did. I was trying to pull. Let me get my little second a little bit and pull this stuff up. Yes, I talked about Pee Wee Herman, childhood memories, who then went away. I talked about Miss Ayana Vermont. Let me go back on that story and see if I can give you her daughter's name real quick because you got to get some information. We know when we grow together. I can't just be saying stuff and don't give y'all something that is matter of factually. You know what I mean? That is a matter of fact. So hold on. I think I done went too far up. I seen it and then it disappeared. So let me just stroll over here. Got my laptop over on the side. I usually try to have my little book of notes because I don't know. I can just come to it faster than that. Not that that's been the greatest evil of me writing because I write it and jot it all around, all over the place, and then be like, how did I do that? Or how did I manage to do that? What is going on? What is going on? Come on, come on, come on. Wi-Fi giving me actions of a distraction, working on slow. Like it don't want me to let y'all know what I know about Miss Ivana. Ayana is Ayana. Ayana. Ivana. Ayana Valance. Y'all know I be tripping off the way that I say stuff and everything else like that. But it's all in fun and it's definitely no disrespect. None at all. No, that was all that last week's stuff. Man and cousin. There you go. Nisa Van Zant, 1974 to 2023. That queen's daughter who passed away. Nisa. That's a beautiful name too. I'm looking at this crazy story that I seen right here. This woman who sentenced 23 years in prison for strangling her 92-year-old roommate. She shouldn't have been with that lady anyway. That's what we said. Like y'all be doing these people and older people don't be having no family and then people be running game with them or living in with them and all that other stuff. Oh yeah, it's some good news on what's going on. And then I can talk about, yes, Miss Serena Williams. We reported on that a while back at that Met Gala where she showed up and was saying, thank you for inviting us, kind of like indicating or implementing. Well, no, not implementing. What I'm talking about. She was indicating that she was pregnant with child at that time. So, yep, it has came time that her and her husband, Alexis Ohanian, have just had a colorful gender reveal with a drone show. Yes, he went all out. First, he kind of like pranked her and made it seem like he was revealing it through a cake. They had like all of the color decor and stuff like that. But no, they went all out. They had the drone up in the sky that basically sent out the message, letting them know what they were having. And Miss Serena was hoping for a girl. And that is what they are having. So her daughter, Olympian, is excited that she is going to be a big sister. And Miss Serena Williams said she was nervous because she didn't have any continuation plan if it turned out to be a boy. So she was very excited, but she was nervous on her gender reveal. They did a little cake. The inside was yellow, and they turned it over to this extravagant drone light show that actually said it's a girl. I was trying to see that they already mentioned what the daughter's name would be because we be doing that now and everything. But I loved and I enjoyed watching the little clips of this story when I was looking it up through this source. What was this vibe? And I just liked it because I was like, oh, her husband was like so fun, and it looked like they was really having fun. He did his little prank. Definitely looks like a definitely loving family. Their little 5-year-old daughter Olympia, so precious, so adorable, and they just was out there. They had their little colorful party, and it came out that she's having a girl. What she wanted, I guess, what he wanted it. Everybody always hoped for him to be healthy, anyway, right? But yeah, Olympia was happy. She's having a baby sister. So that was one of the stories that I could talk about because I was like, dang, that lady already had that baby already. ready to have that late baby already. But it was good to see that type of love being shared to Miss Serena Williams, because with all the stuff going on, a lot of the stuff is so hateful. And talking about something hateful, I know y'all probably heard through the grapevine while we got all this other stuff going on with people talking about the trans world, the LGBT, and kind of like the action for distraction got us clashing all against each other. Yeah, here it comes. Keeping it coming. Something is going to happen. Yes, keeping us going because they know something else is coming. That part. But a Brooklyn man was stabbed for voguing, y'all, up at this gas station. Up at this gas station, Osage Sibley was stabbed at the Brooklyn gas station. Allegedly, he was there with a group of friends around like 11 something that night. Was just over there dancing, enjoying life, having a good time, dancing off of Beyonce's song. How ironic, she's on her thing. They had to mention that, right? It be just all this in a distraction. But he just is out there living his life, loving him. He is a professional dancer. I seen some very wonderful accolades that came out from Alvin Ali's dance company. So he did some stuff over there. 25 years old. Police are now searching with someone they alleging is 17 years old who was killed. They are investigating it as a hate crime. His friends that was there, as far as his witnesses, was saying like, yeah, they killed him right in front of them. They were making anti-guy slurs. It eventually led to a dispute. This group approached this group. It appeared that they was trying to talk it out because they said that Mr. Sibley was definitely trying to de-escalate the situation, even though he was being accosted and was being called all of these names because he was dancing, bowling to the song. He still didn't approach, but kind of was, taking up for himself and taking up for his friends, approach with that type of energy. And then they're saying that this group of kids who they looking for, this one person, 17, supposedly been Muslim. And that supposed to been said that we don't do this in our religion and everything else like that. Like, yeah, okay. We know that. But see, it just be like stuff happening and then it just be like so much to it to kind of be like, it's like you gotta really decipher like what's real and what's fake. Of course it was real that this man lost his life, but it's just like when stuff happened, it's just like all the stuff that they put into it. And I'm sure when things happen like this, it's a lot that it consists of. But a lot of this stuff just seems like really weird to me. Like they just pile everything on top of everything. So, and this man losing his life, one, we got somebody trying to be their self, got in a dispute over the gay slurs. Y'all know it's a lot of tension going on right now between the homosexual community and the trans and everything else like that. With that statement we talked about last week from Jessa Lawrence and the girls coming back, letting her know what she said wasn't so hilarious. But then also in this, we got the thing like with Lizzo, then they mentioned Beyonce again because Beyonce gave him a tribute because she found out, I got heard from the grapevine, that he was out there dancing off of one of her songs. Like, it's just so crazy. It's so crazy. And the way that he passed away, first of all, before I talk about how he passed away, of course, he was killed. He actually was stabbed. I think he received a fatal stabbing to his torso. But yes, he was a professional dancer. He's been featured in several videos. I don't see any of them that they were saying, but he's performed at the New York City's renowned Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. The Alley organization, like I said, was mourning the tragic death of Mr. O'Shea Sibley following this attack. So yeah, he was like well known, 28 years old. It's so sad that he just lost his life like that so suddenly, like just trying to be him. And then just to know 17 years old, somebody 17 years old they looking for, all started from just what's that? Bullying, right? Calling somebody names, somebody going to take up for their self. And that's how it ends. It's just so tragic. Well, not just taking up for himself, but taking up for his friends too. Because he was out there with his friends, just enjoying himself. Just enjoying himself. So I don't know what the conversation consisted of. I ain't see a whole bunch of that, of like what he was saying when he approached these guys to take up for himself. But it's being alleged like, yeah, he was trying to de-escalate it. He was trying to de-escalate it. And the mayor of New York City, yes, has definitely spoke out about it. Not only the mayor, but also the New York State senator had speak out about it. He said, despite homophobes' effort, gay joy is not a crime. Hateful attacks are. And they had to make it known that when he tweeted that he was gay too. Like, like, but they had to make it known. That's what I'm saying. See, they just throw all this stuff on top of everything that be happening and be going on. You be like, dang, what's next? Okay. But that's what happened to this good brother. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. What's going on? What's happening? Trying times and they is still trying us. They is still trying us. Miss Beyonce gave him a shout out. My condolences goes out to all of his family, all of his friends. Wonderful beginning, I guess, and just like a tragic and wonderful beginning. I'm saying like him just, living his life dancing or whatever else the case may be. Um, even if he was voguing, that was another thing too. Like even if he was over there voguing and stuff like that, like these day and times or whatever, you cannot even contribute voguing to being gay. Like everybody voguing. The girls bring voguing, everybody voguing, everybody beyond the vote or whatever. I'll say that. I don't know. They shouldn't have bashed the man for whatever he was doing. If he was dancing, let him dance. He certainly should have not lost his life. A great talent. Friends speaking out on it. I've seen a lot of people giving their dedications and their tributes to him. And it's unfortunate. That's why I say when I have guests on here or people that I know of, it's very important that we give people their flowers now, their accolades now, because there's a lot of people that contribute that will not get a tribute. Okay? So if you don't do nothing, celebrate you, celebrate yourself, and watch out for these actions that is per distraction. So yeah, that saddened me a little bit. I'm going over here. I know I seem a little distracted, right? Because I'm trying to look at this on laptop while I do everything else and spew out all of this information. So we covered here, yeah, we covered Peter Thomas, and that is very be no none of ball one. Well, it ain't none. It ain't none. They said it's been closed down since Mason's Mother's Day. I didn't know that. Definitely had to talk about this and this O'Shea Sibley. I talked about Beyonce and all this stuff going on with Lizzo. Oh yeah, let me see if I can pull that up and really give y'all some details about that because tell y'all these people names and stuff like that. I don't know. I talked about Carly Russell. Everybody was saying she gave it to y'all, she ate y'all up on that daggone that mug shot. She was looking good. She was looking good. She was just a smiler. I talked about Serena. Oh, some other serious news. Oh yeah, let me share this because I wanted to keep my eyes open for this because it's always been my dream. I'm asking y'all where y'all gotta go, where y'all get to go, with all the stuff going on. But really, I always got share with some of my inspiration or some of my hopes, and it always was like kind of to open a store. I always said that. If you know me and I ever talked to you or something like that, I probably mentioned that to you before. Corner store or something where people can gather and just get something good, have a good time, and all that other stuff, right? So I was looking at this story about this one man who is a Maryland store owner. I'm trying to find his name right because it's actually showing me like a video clip. But this was basically what was the business. So the man is suing the USDA. So basically, he's a convicted felon. He's a black man because we were talking about black-owned business, right? He's a black man. He has this corner store. He's the convicted felon. He has changed his life. He's no longer doing this. But mind you, in order to accept EBT at his location, he does not fit that criteria. So in one of those things is you can't be a convicted felon. So because he has a felony on his record, they trying to say that the man can't accept food stamps. No, they saying he can't accept food stamps. And he's like, wait a minute, because that's part of my business. I got in the business so I can be able to provide people who are low income or in these impoverished areas and provide them with groceries and provide them with food. So what you mean I can't because of my record? So yeah, he's suing them. And it's not about the money. He just basically trying to sue them to have the right to be able to accept food stamps. I was trying to, but it's going to play the whole little thing. It's not going to give me the name and stuff like that, y'all. Please forgive me. But y'all gotta check it out. Just look, Maryland business owner sues the USDA, and that's what I said. It's definitely somebody going for it. That's right, good brother. Go for what you know. Do not let them mess with your business. Because see, they throw all them distractions in there. I can keep on saying it. But he ain't playing with them. He said, I'm gonna sue the whole USDA because they gonna let me take these EPT. They gonna let me take this EPC. I should be trying to sue the whole USDA or the Human Department of Reason when they want to play with your EPC. No, that's DHS, right? That's DHS. But he ain't playing with them. He sued him. He got a lawyer. Keep your ears, eyes, and hearts open about that, because if you ever inspired like me to have any business in the city and you have been faced with those circumstances and unfortunately have a family or any type of family on your record, and that's been some stuff that's been holding you back because it's been your idea, like, yeah, once I get it like that, I'm gonna take that EBT. Whatever I'm functioning in, I definitely want to be able to take it, because that sometimes is only expense that people have to like spend on food and stuff like that, or snacks and different stuff like that. I never understood why either too. Like for it's like, people being homeless or just anything, people that really don't have a means to really cook them a meal, why they don't have it set up or a certain allowance on there where you can go get a hot meal. Because a lot of that stuff do be wasted in these corner stores on just like junk stuff. But if you could go somewhere, if you had a certain amount on there that was set aside for something, then you can go somewhere and be like, yeah, I can get a pizza, or I can get a sub, or I can go over here and get some chicken or whatever. I'll say that a hot meal to feed my family. And especially to like the homeless and stuff like that be out there. Wouldn't that be what's up? I think it would be. Now, mind you, it was places in the city that they used to do that, but they read that order and they stopped being able to accept the food stamps here, just like bars with the crabs here. Y'all know all the crab spots. Where we was going everywhere. Blue Boy, Quarter Crab, all of that in Maryland. That's our thing, buying those crabs with that EPT. But they cut that, didn't they? They cut that without notice. They was like, oh no, they is eating too good crabs, strips, all that stuff. They was so, we is going to put an end to this. And that's what they did. It's very few that accept it right now, but y'all know we was everywhere. Y'all know we was everywhere. And that's why I be a little bit irritated too. Sometimes when you be in the market, you ain't got no stamps and you see the people with all that junk in their car. Like, Shay, you could have went to the corner store. I need them because I need food. I need them because I need food, just like you do. Just like you do. Okay, yeah, I did talk about that they said Beyonce had removed Lizzo name from the Break My Soul remix after the lawsuit. And if that is really the case, that breaks my soul. Because like I said, when something happens, they just act like that is like all that is happening and that everything we do is the worst. I talked about that earlier. She definitely has this lawsuit going on with some other breaking news. Was that something somebody said? Or that's just me echoing, getting myself together? I think it was me just echoing. Okay. Also, okay, I had seen that was something else going on too. Monica, people are calling, all the Instagram journalists are calling out for Monica to apologize to a fan that she got put out of her little concert venue because she witnessed him hitting a woman attendee right there at her shit name. But what they're saying is that these two people was arguing, I guess, over space or something like that. Being in this crowded concert or whatever, I'll say that they was grabbing, pulling each other. The lady was like, get up off of me. The guy let her go and just smacked them. And they said he punched her like he was a man. However, Monica peeped it. She ain't see all that, I think, in the beginning. And then for real, I don't even think that's that mad. I think I seen in the comment that she had seen it and just was like, it was just man just hitting this woman like this. So I don't know if she's seen everything that led up to it, but the Instagram users who had seen the video that someone posted of her basically ousting the man, like, oh, get him out of here. And felt like security wasn't moving fast enough. And homegirl jumped up off the stage to come to the rescue of this lady that was an attendee in her audience. The man was too, but she was not pleased that this man had banged this lady like that. But as the time went on, right, people were saying that Miss Monica needed to come and apologize because that's really what happened. That the man just wasn't banging her and he put her out, and it was a lady that accosted the man first. I was talking about that before too, because we still teaching our sons and stuff not to hit women and stuff like that. I know that too, like, because I don't play with no man. I know a man and nothing. That's all you know. The man's not supposed to, whatever else like that. But at the same time, ain't no woman supposed to be keeping all up in no man's face, arguing and stuff like that, like she can't get the shit knocked out of her. I mean, home, but like, because it really be women like out there arguing with men like they really want to fight. And will throw blows. And will throw blows. And will throw blows at the same time, and like no question asked. And for real, I think a lot of times the thought is, this is a man, he ain't gonna really hit me, or was not gonna really give it that type of regard. But reflexes, don't let your actions be no distractions, and not remember that. Like, reflexes, what you gonna do? If someone bang you in your face, even if you do try to avoid it, I guess, and be a man and do the manly thing. This seemed like what happened right here just is like reflexes. Like, straight up. They was already into it. He was pushing her, whatever else like that, and all this other stuff. But yeah, they said she should apologize. They said that she should apologize. This happened on July the 24th. It appeared to show the victim slapping the man through the video. So they say the video does show that she slapped him right before he threw the first punch. And then you can hear them bickering back and forth. One point say, get off of me, or whatever. I'm trying to read it and tell y'all the story too at the same time. So it was a lot of that going on. They was grabbing each other because they ain't have enough space. A disgrace current on, not like adults, right? And Monica just seen him clock this lady, and she just immediately jumped on this lady's defense. But now they are saying that she was wrong. This lady did not. You got people coming out with stuff. One person saying, what the Instagrammer came out and said, Monica flat, loud, and wrong for keeping that man out of that concert who was only defending himself. And another one said, this is why it always is good to know the whole story. Now, what do you have to say? Mind your business and sing, girl. But I guess it was her business. I don't know. That probably would have been my reaction as well if I had looked out and seen something like that. But yeah, stop playing with people. Stop being loud. Stop being all in the people and inciting a fight if you really don't want to fight. And then after you doing all that knocking as you up, and as soon as you get knocked, then be like, oh, they hit me. Or they did that. Now, I don't agree with no man hitting no one. What's that? That's the political right? I don't believe what they say. I'm against violence. So what is it? That people be saying that's selective outrage. So yeah, Monica was outraged that this man hit this lady, but no. They say you got to defend yourself and keep your hands to yourself. And a lot of people was already basically saying they knew this man wasn't doing it for no reason. So why, it can be looked at as wrong, because like I said, society gonna say he a man, don't put your hands on no lady. But like, right, it was his reflexes. If she smacked him, trust and believe that punch was coming. That punch was coming. You ever been smacked? And what you gonna do? If you get that smack, you ever been smacked? Somebody ever just like smack you ain't gonna do nothing? I don't care who you is. Somebody smack me. Man, woman, child, blind, crazy. If you out there and somebody smack you, what you gonna do? You gonna have that in your thought like, oh, cause he handicapped. Or he smacked me. No, it just be your reflexes. That's why I talked about that before. Like, it takes a special kind of people to work with people with disabilities and stuff like that has those type of behaviors. And I had before. There's all these scratches and different stuff that's on my arms and stuff. Definitely. Excuse me, my mouth is dry, but I'm still on here talking, giving it to y'all. Y'all better live for it. And y'all know I be on here talking, like I talk, okay, talking the talk. And I also can walk the walk of You Better Live every Thursday live through Be Exposed Radio. Make sure y'all join me. If you ever interested in being a guest, you can holler at me through the website, what is it, info at Be Exposed, oh no, email, right? Info at Be Exposed. um, Be Exposed, right? Yeah, Be Exposed. Start up that money for me. There you go. Info at beexposedradio.com. You can do it that way. You can also go straight to the website at www.beexposedradio.com. You can holler at me through my personal messenger on Facebook or IG at Chastity_7. On Facebook, personal messenger, still got my government on forte, okay? Chastity, the Empress Dorsey, but that's all right. Y'all know me. I ain't worrying about y'all knowing my name because if you know, it's a whole bunch of going on in the same. So make sure you holler at me if you want to be a guest. And it's even so, that's why if you think you want to have your own show, yes, if you think you can come through and do this, if you want to do this or you want to see me do this more, then come be a sponsor. All of that. It's definitely a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of different options and how you can support the girl. You better live. So make sure y'all support. Yes, it's definitely a lot of ways. Put that Cashapp up there too. If you don't want to sponsor, but you got 5 on it or something like that, put it on there. Money sign Be Exposed Radio. Holla at me. Help me keep on doing this. I am approaching a year and oh yeah, it has been wonderful. Now I ain't gonna wait to when it's all said and done and come and tell y'all something else because every time I come on here, baby, I done told y'all the woes, the fools, and all that other stuff. I always got something to tell y'all. I done told y'all I had to have my time with the equipment and trying to get it right and try to make sure Zoom, different platforms, all that other stuff. So we keep it real. We talk about the business, but of course, you know, I come on here and tell my business. I don't, what kind of show would it be if it wasn't given that? Okay, if it was not given that. And on, like I was saying, my guest segment that I had just recently named Living It. I was like, on the You Better Live show, yes, these are people that's coming on here sharing their gifts, their love, their life, and what they do. At the same time, they are inspiring others to just keep doing and do their thing, trying to give you some insight and some advice on what they're doing if you're interested in doing it. And that's just living it. That's just living it. You know how people be like, yeah, they killing it. Yeah, they killing it. But that's like, no, I'm speaking life, everything. It's like, I'm like, no, we living it. Oh, they living it. Don't that sound good? Yes. So that is what the guest segment is. So if you're interested about joining me on the guest segment, if you are living it, let us know how you live. Come on and give it to us. Do not be shy. Y'all been being real, real shy lately. It be so much going on that come on, don't be acting like y'all not into this stuff on the what's, even though I'm gonna say it again. It's the action. It's a lot of actions with a whole bunch of distractions going on here. Because a lot of the stuff that has been going on don't really have much to do with nothing, but they bringing it up so much that it definitely gets us going. It definitely gets us talking about it. And a lot of times people want to have the conversation, but then they don't. Then they don't. They want to have the conversation. Last night walking my 2 miles, I've been still trying to get it in, trying to get just a little tone, not slim, but just a little tone. I ain't never really been slim. Probably a couple years ago when I first did my WDT, what it was, I was like, what they call it, slim fit. But now, baby, it's all slick. Big girl said this year, Lizzo probably would have fired me. She would have said, hold on, Chance, because that's what the other girl legend, right? I don't know, my ear itching. It's the right ear, so I hope that it is something good. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff that is going on. Distraction after distraction. I don't know what to say. I talked about a couple of those things that I felt that they keep on trying to talk about to make it our news, whether we want it to be our news or not. And I brought up those couple of things in just this topic to just remind you all to pay attention. Everything seems possible, but everything is not what it seems. And I always say when they get us going, they know what's coming. They know what's coming. And so it's like distraction and distraction. We had this election, yeah, ready to come up for this president. I don't know what they doing, but the way they've been putting it out there and been letting this tea been spewing, something is up. It just seems strange to me. So I'm gonna call it how I'm gonna call it. Okay. And I'm just not falling for it. So I'll talk about it. It's going on. What you say, Marty? Oh, he's talking to me. He must be on another line and he's like, what is she talking about? I'm repeating myself. But it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot going on. I talked about that. Just making sure that I cover everything that I basically wanted to cover and bring up. Like, how about what's going on down in the state's attorney office? Yes, every day. I just went the other day for jury duty. It was good to see they went up on a fee. Yes, they went up from what? It was $15. Now they giving you $30. Met a brother he was down there like his fifth day. And he said the fifth day they started giving $50. So they was giving him a fee every day. So at that time he was like, I don't mind. I wasn't working anyway, or whatever. So this is my time. But me personally, I don't like jury duty. I do not like jury duty. I'm glad I made it down there on time this time because the last couple of times I made it late and they sent me away. So now I figured out the math. You got to be there before 9, before that court commissioner come on and do his Lord's spiel. You got to be already checked in. And if you already checked in when they do that, then you won't be good. You won't be able to go ahead and do your jury duty. I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking about creeping off after they called us to one courtroom. I had to leave from one building, walk all the way over to the east building that was on Calvert Street. They almost had me, y'all. Almost had me on that jury. But guess what? They accepted the jury. I had to sit there for a little while. That judge released us back into the jury sitting, the jury session where you sit or whatever. He said, sit there, somebody else will be called. So at this time, it was like 2 something. When they released us, you know how they released you to lunch. We back at 1:45. So I came back a little later, like 2:00, because they had us sitting there. We didn't get released. Well, everybody else, it was like me and other 6 other people that was doing jury duty too that didn't get picked for this particular jury. And instead of letting us go, like they had let the other ones that they had picked originally, and then they dismissed, like the other side didn't accept them. They had us still sitting there. So then finally the judge was like, okay, you can leave, but then return to the juries, the in area at the lunch at 1:45. And at that time it was already 1:00. And I was like, I'm gonna get my whole hour. But I was still a little bit respectful of the court. I came back at 2:00, even though I was contemplating. And the devil be busy because I had a homeboy reach out to me like, where you at? I'm like, court jury duty. Like, you drive us, I was gonna come and get you. Simple out and Frank, my homeboy Frank, but no, I drove, parked over there, Mercy parking lot. Wound up ain't had to pay. See, look at God. Wound up ain't had to pay. I was in the garage or whatever, but something was wrong with their equipment when I was leaving out. But I went back, right? After contemplating that I was going to leave, I was like, I do not want to be here. I want to leave. They already called me one time. I ain't get picked. I know that I can go. It's already 2:00. It's after 10. As soon as I did that and had that thought, I went to that bathroom. They was calling them around the numbers again that consisted of mine to go to another courtroom. When they get in there, they had told too many of us numbers or whatever to go there. So the people numbers that wasn't called after you confirmed when you went to that court, they told us to go back to the room. So after that little shake up, I was like, I don't know, I better stick around. By that time, it was 3:00. I said, all right, they say we're going to be released like 4:30. So I'm going to stick around. I ain't going to play with them because just in that little bit of time, a couple of people must have been thinking the same that I was thinking. Because when we got to the other courtroom and we had to confirm, the numbers they called, and then they said if they didn't call your number, you can go back. But when they was confirming the numbers they called, a couple of people that was in there with me didn't come back. They left just like that. And that's what that judge said. Mark them as absent. Please make a note that it was absent. So I was like, oh my goodness, they gonna have to come back again? It's gonna be on the record that they left. I don't know. But I'm glad I stayed. Anyway, I'm glad I stayed. I got it over with. Oh, and I just hope that they do not be calling me in a while. Would it be like Aries? I don't know. They've been calling me down there a lot. But I did say I ain't been really following through with it. and everything else like that. But it's some people out here that love jury duty. Keep it up to y'all. Now, I do like to go through and view cases and observe stuff like that and stuff when I know stuff is going on and stuff like that. But that jury duty, as far as really being up there on that jury and me deciding, that's not what I live for. But kudos to the people that do, that can sit there and judge fairly and everything else like that. Because you know them couple of questions that they ask you while they like confirming who is all in there for jury duty and stuff like that. I was like amazed. I was looking like, is the angels with the distractions, honey? Because the stuff people was standing up for, I mean, like, do you believe because it's the police, they telling the truth? Or if someone is charged with a crime, you automatically think they are guilty. You know them couple of questions that they ask you, and you got to go up there and talk to the judge, and she got to try to understand a little bit more on what you thinking. Like if your answer is yes, maybe a yes, so you really understand. They told you to stand up. So it was a lot of people going up there for that. Me as well, because that's what they said, that a testimony from a police, would you be more likely to believe it or you would not be, or something of that sort. I really didn't understand it. So when I got up there to be able to talk to the judge, she was like, so you was indicating da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, like I don't necessarily think that because it's the police that they telling the truth. I'll listen to their testimony just the same, but I don't feel like just because it's the police is a fact or everything that they're stating is going to be truthful. Because you know, they make what they want to break. That part. They make what they want to break. And it happened to me. I told y'all my story before and how it happened to me and how they lied on me with that DWI and had me on probation and all that and stuff like that. So I know it happened. How many times we done seen them say a whole bunch of stuff happened and then we see something else when they come out on these cameras. That's the reason we got these body cameras now. That's the reason why a lot of that is vital and all that right now. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff has been already happening, but we getting to see it. We getting to see it. It's more visual now, okay? Because everybody always pulling their phone out. For a lot of the right reasons, but a lot of the wrong too. Because if be stuff going on and it be giving a moment where your phone shouldn't be out instead of like helping or assisting, but that phone being out then saved a lot of people, and it got the real story out there versus just what they telling us. Hasn't it? Guys, we done seen it. We just now seen it with the lady who got a shot in the Lord. The guy killed the man that saw his mother in the thing. Like, yeah, if they had that footage, they would have been in jail. Remember the lady was arguing with the man at the restaurant, the carryout. Where was it in? That was one of those places. But yeah, y'all know when that was happening and all that was. So when it's on camera, more than likely now it'd be like the whole story. You just seen it all. They just showed it, even of course stuff on their body camera, them planting drugs and all this other stuff. So yeah, y'all gotta keep your eyes open. If you ain't got your eyes open, the camera is definitely on you. We live in a time where somebody definitely is always watching. So you gotta make sure that you are always watching what's going on around you and see it for what it is, and also see it for what it is not. Also see it for what it's not. That's what I'm doing right now. With all this stuff that's going on, I'm seeing it for what it is because I know stuff be happening. That's the way of the world. Life do be lifing. But at the same time, I'm like, why is this like the main thing? Why are they so focused on spreading all this stuff and just like really when things happen in the different parts of it now that they really dissecting it and you know what beliefs this person has, what religion they have, what you get what I'm saying? They just throwing everything up in it. Like all of a sudden, they just throwing everything up in it. Everything up in it. And I'm at a loss for words. Yo, I ain't never had a loss for words. Come on. I ain't never ever had a loss for words. Never ever. I'm checking back over here just at my notes to make sure that I shared everything and came through to spew everything that I wanted to, even though the tea is spilling. And just like this week, I came with a whole bunch of what in the whats and the what in the world. It ain't gonna be nothing different. Next week, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of the what in the whats and the what in the worlds to talk about. And just like I always say, because it is your news, we want to give it our views. It has to be exposed, and this is the best place to do it, to be exposed radio. Everybody putting their little spin on it, but you know how I be giving. I gotta talk about the negative, and I also gotta talk about the positive too. But while we talking about it, I'm gonna make you think about it, and not gonna let you think or believe it. It's just what it is at face value. You know, even if I'm not coming with the fact, I'm just gonna have to like to get your thinking going, to get it going. Like, what are we doing? On top of what's going on, keep your thinking going. Don't just listen to anything. That was real interesting. Like I said, the guy already talked about that. The Maryland store owner suing the USDA. I guess my guest is not joining me tonight, but hopefully he come back on next Thursday or the Thursday or whatever after that, or whatever else time. Y'all know what I tell my guests. They are always welcome. Everybody who has been on the show before. If you haven't been on the show before, you are always welcome. We're celebrating right now, as far as in the zodiac signs, the Leo season. Shout out to Latrice. Yes, my Leo sister. She was a guest before. Yes, the breast cancer survivor. I was able to go to her little fundraiser that she was having in Berlin. She's still doing her thing up there. So that's one place to go. I know they be doing it like on Mondays or whatever. She just had a birthday celebration. It was my plan to come through there with her and another Leo king that was celebrating that day. Yes, they say they brung the people out, brung them out, brung them out. So people are still celebrating and everything else like that. And if you got somewhere to go good with all of this distraction, you gotta find you some action. Let it be some positive action. I hope you get out because I'll be like treading on that part. But I hope you do. And when you do, I hope you get out and you get to have a good time. I hope you try out that kitchen and cocktails. I'm definitely looking forward to going back there. Like I told you, it was very, very, very reasonable. It was nice. It was nice. It was very reasonable. But I just don't want to drive. Yeah. My cousin took me, right? And she was saying, that was the least I could have did. That's the least I could have did. So I wound up driving there and driving back. So, and it was like that. It was like that. I still had to get like comfortable because I'm so not used to getting treated. Oh my goodness. I cried on my way home after I dropped her off because we dropped her home. But I definitely cried on my way home because that is what I give. And I was so appreciative that she even had the thought to take me down there to celebrate me. This is a place new that I've never been and she's never been. She is a vegan. They have a whole bunch of vegan options even. They had one little vegan bowl, but the fixing they had up in it was very good. It was delicious. She did let me taste that. So I know she gave her review on that because a lot of times she be looking for like the vegan spots. So just considering all that it wasn't necessarily her spot, to her to be her spot on the food tip. Definitely what she stated in a post that she said she definitely made it all about me. And we went down there again. And the food was good. I really had a good time. It takes a while for me to get used to that. Like I said, when I'm being treated, I'm telling you, people be like, get whatever you want to get and everything else like that. But I still be like, considerate. I ain't gonna spend your coin. I ain't gonna spend mine, especially now that I ain't really been having much coin to spend. But I get it. So kudos to my cousin. I love you so very much. F.A., thank you for celebrating with me on my pre-birthday turn up because I went down there on a Friday, even though my birthday was Saturday, but I had a good time. I was supposed to hook up with my homegirl Rita Bay from around here, okay, and go was East Baltimore bound now, but I joked with her in the daggone messenger and was like, girl, you know, I ain't get to do nothing. Her birthday is like a week before mine. She is definitely a sweet cancer, sweet and spicy cancer at that point. Because y'all cancers be sweet and spicy. But her birthday is like a week or so, a little bit over a week, a couple of days before mine. We always say that we're gonna link up. It's been years and we have not. So I told her this weekend, we definitely. So that's why I wanted to know where y'all gonna be or where y'all been going to get into living life and celebrating life, because y'all could probably give us some ideas and things to do. Because it ain't all about drinking and different stuff like that. I've been seeing a lot of different things going on in the city, different people bringing things out. It's one guy that I want to mention. I don't know his party group or everything else like that, but I be seeing him. He be doing his thing and he be having like some real nice stuff. Kevin Barney, I believe it is one of my Facebook friends. But he be having some real nice stuff. I see they just don't have like a garden rose or summer rose or something like that, but he always has like really nice things, stuff that look really groomed and sexy. I know the Jazzy Summer Nights is back in full effect. It'll be a whole lot of stuff going on with like wine and different stuff like that. And yeah, be a whole bunch of stuff that you can get into. We can't go to bar none. But I know a lot of people have been going to Black Swan as well. I have never been, but I was supposed to be going tomorrow or Saturday. No, on the 5th. I don't know. Yeah, the queens that I hooked up with for the Queen's Day when we went to that bar not one last year, we really couldn't do that whole thing with like the whole pictures and the limousine ride or whatever. So we were gonna kind of like meet up and our black dresses, and just celebrate us and celebrate being queen. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to swing that. But I'm definitely gonna be there in spirit. But y'all celebrate, ladies, celebrate. Anybody ever been to Black Swan? I heard they was a little overrated as well. I don't know, but guess what? As I get to go through, and I am blessed to go through a lot of these venues and celebrate life and stuff. Once I go through there, I'm definitely gonna come back and talk about it with y'all. Yes, I am gonna talk about it with y'all. It just was so crazy when I seen it. I was like, no, about the ball one, like, 'cause I really had a good time. But Peter, you gotta accept some of the responsibility. Same way I was looking like no when I heard about my girl Lizzo. Like, come on now. She was definitely representing for the big girl status. And we ain't gonna be having you doing no bashing. But I don't know how true it is. Look, that is alleged. She has a lawsuit. I don't think that that's really what was going on. We talked about some of our childhood pioneers that had transitioned. P.D. Herman. I talked about Sister Ayana Vyant. Her daughter Nisa passed away. Some other people. It's a couple of people anniversaries too that come up. Their anniversaries of their deaths. Like they've been gone, but it was their birthday. Uncle Danny, whose birthday just now passed. He transitioned. Oh, gotta give a shout out to I'm back to the shout outs, right? I'm back to the birthday shout outs because Leo Tribe, you already know me. It's always a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. Who was that, my girl? Christian Rock. I like that song, right? It's a vibe. I like it. I like it. I like it. But yes, Leo Tribe is a vibe all the time, and you already know Leos raw the world. So I got to, as I'm going on the show, no, we don't got that much time. I kept y'all, didn't I? I held y'all today, and I thank y'all for holding in and sticking it on with me. I hope y'all like some of the stuff that I discussed. But let me get these shout outs out, and then I'm gonna be out of y'all way. I'll be back next week, just like I never left, talking about a lot of the same stuff. And of course, like I always tell you, it's going to be something else because everything just keep on happening. But my homeboy Mike Jeezy, yes, good brother, just celebrated his birthday, I believe, too, on the 2nd. Leo Tribe. My good brother Chris, I got to go back again. Guys, was 2 days before mine on the 27th. He came through. Good fam, Tiana. I know she's in the Leo tribe. She just now started celebrating hers. I said Trees. There's a whole bunch of other Leos coming up. Oh, fam, Dion. It's so many people. We is really out here. All us. I ain't gonna lie though, for real. All of zodiac signs. All of y'all that been on here. Y'all know everyone think that they are the best. Y'all really are the best. Y'all really are the best. It's all of us. And that's how we should be living, because a lot of this stuff that we be going back and forth and all that, even though the zodiac signs bashing and trashing one another, is just like ridiculous. It's absurd. You heard. So don't do that. I even seen where they got the August Leos against the July Leos. I'm like, why you do that? How you hate on the same daggone sign as you. It's definitely supposed to be all love. So that's why whatever sign you is, I love you. God bless you. God loves you. Let's stop doing that. Okay? Those are actions for distractions. That just celebrate you. Celebrate who you are. Go out and enjoy life. I gave y'all some places that I wouldn't mind going back to. I hope you get to go, and some other places that I ain't really too keen on going back there because I ain't really get into that. But just like I was saying about that, y'all know it's a lot of places that's not giving what they supposed to be giving, as far as the prices, as far as the height, and all of that stuff. Like, who is one of them? What did I say? I don't put nobody in a place like that. Well, but Seven West. I seen it the other day. Somebody said the meme saying Seven West looking like an after school program. It's like everybody and their mama be there. It is cute. It was a cute vibe. But then when you go through that now, you barely can get a cheer because yes, everybody has a party. But I mean, you can't hate on that because I guess the business is booming and everything. I'll say that. And every time that I did get the opportunity to go, the food was good. It was okay. And the service was too. I sat at the bar, whatever I said, it was okay. But just like a lot of these spots, like I said, it just be okay. And the bill be given like, no way. That's what I gotta pay when y'all was really in here paying me. When y'all was really in here paying me. And just like I say, when you is trying to love it, and when you is trying to love it and live it on like somewhat a budget, because we don't be cheap with our stuff, do we? We be doing it. We be going out. But we gotta be smart. We are adults now and everything else like that. But still, it make you feel some type of way if it was all this hype and you had an idea to like have that type of night and then it gave like blah. Like it gave like blah. What was another little thing that I had enjoyed one time when I went to Motor House right there on North Avenue. So like I was saying with the black businesses, please support them. I know it's restaurant week out in Baltimore County. We had restaurant week here last week or 2 weeks ago. But there's a lot of black businesses, a lot of businesses, period, in Baltimore City that you can support. A lot of gyms, and especially on that restaurant tip. Especially on that restaurant tip. A lot of people is opening curry outs and different stuff like that. If that's your dream, stay on it. But please know it's all about that customer service, Jeff. It's all about that service. Because if you got that service and then you maintain that service, that hospitality, and your food good, whatever, people gonna come, they gonna stay, and what you asking for them to pay is what they're gonna pay. See, the problem comes in when it shouldn't be given that and you still asking for them to pay. I'm just saying. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you. It be a lot of that going on and a lot of that happening. So we running down the time. I'm actually watching the clock. I'm actually watching the clock today because I feel like I am a little bit repeating myself. A little bit repeating myself. Because I had a set and it was something how I was expect. See, it goes just like my plans when I be trying to get out and go somewhere, right? That's the same way it goes sometimes with the guests, with the shows, when you live. So I'm giving you some insight now. If this want to be your thing and you think this is your lane, you just got to be prepared. You got to be ready. Let me tell you, Thursday, me doing this just once a week, I give a big shout out to the folks that is doing it every day or more than one time a day. Because I'm telling you, this Thursday gets here faster than I wanted to, my dear. And I be here, but I don't be always here. And that just don't even be my intention. But I'm telling you, it definitely gives that. So kudos to them. The Ricky Smileys that I know that be living life stuff that's just happening and he still come through and do his thing, the different celebrities that got all this stuff going on. Lizzo's, the Beyonce's, her concert, and then got all this controversy going on with people that she's giving tributes to or she's giving a dedication to. They got a lawsuit against them. And then with the other child telling her, you my stylist or whatever, I don't know. Kudos to all of them, though. If you constantly have to do this and be in that limelight like that, it definitely is a challenge. And if you think that this is your lane, you definitely have to be prepared because when you coming through child and it's live, and you got to go with Whatever is going on, yes, you do. Y'all know if y'all checked out my show, I had my background, my blooper. Yes, Fly Guy John here and now. We get a little restless when we come through to do the show. And it's about this time when he gets a little antsy. So it's almost time to get up off his son. But I don't know if you're going to get no pizza. Look, I hate to make a little deal with him and say, you got to be quiet so you can get that pizza. But see, now we're doing a little bit too much now. But no, I'm going to get my baby some pizza. But y'all know it be that type of stuff. You'll have situations where, you book gas, gas for whatever reason can't follow through, can't come through. It's just ups and downs, like in this whole thing or whatever else like that. But if that's your thing and that's your thing, sang, baby, sang. And I'm saying singing. If you ain't even singing a song, what's wrong? Let your talent shine. That's what I do every time I come through here. I don't care what's going on. Y'all done seen it. Y'all done seen my camera fall. Look, the night I was expecting my gas ain't had no gas. I still gotta keep it going. I was expecting to have all my notes on the side of me. And guess what? It just did not pan out like that. But I came through to do what I gotta do. I hope I encourage you all just to live. Gave y'all some insights on some of these restaurants and these hospitalities. Talked about much of these distractions that's going on. Bringing the light to that, honey, because what gets done in the dark definitely comes to the light. And just because it comes to the light don't mean that it's all light, okay? All right? It's still a whole bunch of darkness. And just like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that is like, what? Going on. That should have been the name of the show, but no, it was really actions for distractions because there's a lot of actions going on that is doing that, y'all. I'm telling you, pay attention. Pay attention. I know it's so much stuff happening back to back that once you get a hold of one thing and then you get an ability to react, then here comes something else. But pay the business that pay you, should I say. Even though they making it seem like it's so big and this is all what it is, and it's always us and gotten us in this big old fuss going against each other and all that other stuff, it does not mean nothing. Because just as well as we are all entwined in this mess that is going on now, tomorrow and the day after, it's going to be more mess. And I'm just saying, don't stress. Don't stress. Don't do it to yourself. Do not do it to yourself. But at the same time, recognize what they are doing. Who is they? Society, the media, all the stuff that they put out there. They're going to tell their story. But God definitely gets the glory. Don't believe everything, y'all. Do not believe the hype. I'm just saying, look into it for yourself. That's all. That's what I put out there. Just look into it for yourself. Just look into it for yourself. I hope y'all join me though. Like, come on. Y'all gotta join me. Go to the page. You Better Live. Go and like it, share it. Look, comment on there. Look, come through anywhere. Talk to me. Don't have me on here talking to myself. Every week when I'm looking for you, yes, you to be my guest and come through. Just don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I live for y'all and I need y'all to live for me. But again, I know that's how it is. Maybe I need to do something. See, that's when you get notoriety about, right? I gotta talk some trash. I ain't bashing nobody. I ain't getting enough. I ain't putting out the actions for the distractions. So people acting like I ain't what's happening, even though I know I'm definitely what's happening. See, I ain't putting out those actions with distractions. See, when they putting that out there, you notice that's what everybody talk about because that's what it be about. And so that be the type, like the stuff that we tend to think that we care about, but we really don't, or we really should not be caring. But that's the stuff that, yeah, it gets us wrapped up and we be like, oh yeah, that and that and that, that and that and that. This is what's going on. That is what's going on. Everything is going on. And it be everything that got nothing to do with you. Or ain't got nothing to do with us really. But they make it about that. Just watch. Watch how they been putting this 100 on 10. Spoon, all this tea. Everything positive is like they twisting it to turn it negative. There is, or to at least make us think negatively about it, should I say. Because it was all good just a week ago. No, it was. But just a while ago, it was all good. And I know I'm not the only one crazy. If you had joined me tonight, well, not the only one crazy, but not the only one going crazy about it or feeling like it's just crazy or it's a little weird. And that's why I talked about it. That's why I talked about it, because I'm like, I can't be the only one. I'm always saying, if you anything like me and I'm anything like you, like, yeah, that is so true. I can't be the only one that was feeling what I feel about these things. And then when you're feeling how you feel about those things, you got every right to feel how you feel. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. What is going to be my next week topic? I don't know, but I had fun tonight, despite the little bloopers, despite me not having all my information right, despite my guests not coming through like I thought the plan just ain't playing out how I wanted to. But I had fun tonight. I enjoyed sharing the information that I shared about the different things, about all what was going on, and then, about the places that I got to go. Yeah, that was wonderful. I hope I can get to go more other places. Because I'm replacing, I'm chasing this time because I gotta go to the bathroom. But never mind. I love y'all. I am so appreciative. I always say that, right? Every week that you join me, sat here, listen for me to talk my talk while I walk the walk, to be listening to what I want to talk about. Not necessarily all just what I want to talk about, but your news, our reviews right through here on Be Exposed Radio. Y'all better live and come back next week, Thursday at 7, 7 to 9. I promise you. If it's worth talking about, we're going to talk about it. We're going to get it out there. I want to know, how you feel about it. And even when I ain't hearing from you, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. That's just how I do. Make sure y'all check out Baltimore Fashion Week coming August the 19th, 2023. If you haven't got your tickets, get them. I believe it's on Eventbrite. But for all information, you can look it up on www.baltimorefw.com. And FW is for Fashion Week. Don't act like y'all know. Don't act like y'all know. But that's some action. It's not a distraction. The action is everything fashion. It is going down. It's approaching fastly. So be there or be square or round, however. But that's what's going on in the town. If you got some stuff going on and you want to promote it, you need an ad, a commercial, all of that. But just for me to announce it, holla at me. I already told y'all where to go. Info at beexposedradio.com. Come through there at the email or straight through the website at www.beexposedradio.com. You can also email me directly on the You Better Live YBL at gmail.com. Hit me in any messenger. Look, on the Facebook, on the Instagram. I don't care. Holla at me, and I promise you, I'm going to get back with you. So get back with me next week. I'm out of here, y'all. I've been talking enough. Woo, there's so much stuff going on. I've been talking enough. But I'm out of here. Gotta get me a drink of water. And I told you I gotta go to the bathroom. God loves you. God bless you. You know what it is, and you know what it gives. It's more than like the down. So you better live. Yep, you better live. Yep, you better live. You better live. See you next week.